was to write a book that in a simple, clear way answered the question, okay, when I know my type, now what do I do? Well, we were actually approached by a publisher who really wanted to publish an Enneagram book that would have a broad reach, that would bring people in, an accessible book. He felt like there wasn't really a book out there that would be short enough, easy to understand enough, and relatable enough to really appeal to a wide audience so that many people could gain access to all the Enneagram has to offer. And he really pressed us to make it simple and accessible. And I had been wanting to write a book like that because when I wrote The Complete Enneagram, I had sort of wanted it to be all things to all people. I wanted it to be both an introduction and a book that had a lot of substantive content for people who had been studying the Enneagram for a while to take their learning deeper. But I sort of had to let go of the real introductory audience because it got long and it was very substantive. And so I think sometimes for someone who's brand new to psychology or personal development, the Complete Enneagram can be a little bit of a heavy lift. So I was really wanting to write a book and really looking forward to the challenge of writing a book that was more basic, more introductory, that could bring people in. It was like an entry point for more and more people who haven't heard about the Enneagram but can, through reading this book, really know all there is to know about how to launch their growth path. And what I like about the approach we took with this book, which is also something I had wanted to do, was to write a book that in a simple, clear way answered the question, okay, when I know my type, now what do I do? And so instead of focusing on descriptions of the 9 types, it really focuses much more on the growth path for the 9 types. And it simplifies the growth path into a 3-step journey so that you can really have an actionable way to further your self-development using the Enneagram. It's something that's easy, that isn't too difficult to understand at first if you're new, but can also be really entertaining and I think fun even for people who do know the Enneagram well. It really highlights what the work is to be done for each of the types.
There was a certain moment that B and I looked at each other and realized, the Enneagram is being now introduced by us in a very different way than we used to do many, many years ago. We have updated the Enneagram theory and practice and the way to share it with other people quite a lot. So when we realized that, I think that this guy became very natural. We should give birth to something like this. It was about time for the Enneagram community to have a new introductory Enneagram book with at least what we consider to be the more updated take in Enneagram theory.
Right, so it's both introductory, but it doesn't sugarcoat the growth path. It says, here's this amazing tool that can help you gain more access to understanding yourself, but it also doesn't shy away from saying, here's the challenge that you need to really face. Here's what you need to really understand about yourself. Part of the subtitle is Face Your Shadow. So one of the things the Enneagram does really well is it helps us see our blind spots. So we wanted to really emphasize that as part of the Enneagram-based journey that people can take.